Tonight, a police constable claims he's being transferred by the Compul because he has all the dirt on who thief Budna. And the DOE gave a green light, but San Pedro area rep Andre Perez says he will not allow the Silver Palm project to happen. Plus, UDP Lee Mark says PUP Chris Coy did the right thing when he filed his true net worth of $24 million. Tonight, he explains his filing process. Also, 3 burglaries of the Dangriga Treasury and tens of thousands stolen from the public purse. Does the government even care? We asked the FinSec today. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. Good evening. With you on news, I'm Indra Craig.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Belize, get ready. From December 8th to 12th at 8 p.m., Channel 7 brings you Christmas Bram 2025. 5 nights of pure holiday magic. Your favorite media hosts, Brandon, Kevin, Miriam, Indira, and me will light up your evenings with something exciting and different each night. Prizes, surprises, and non-stop fun await. For just 25 cents a ticket, you can enter to win amazing giveaways available right at our office. And don't miss the grand finale on December 12th at Travelers One Barrel Bar, featuring the dynamic Super Furia Band live on stage. Want to be a part of our live audience? Grab your golden ticket for only $10 and get chances to win fabulous prizes reserved just for you. It's Channel 7's Christmas Bram 2025. So come celebrate with me. 5 nights, endless excitement, and one unforgettable finale. Don't miss it.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Belize is a land of many cultures, voices, and abilities. But for too many, everyday life is shaped not by their impairments, but by the barriers we've built around them.
A trip to the grocery store can be very dangerous for me. Walking on public sidewalks that have unexpected dips can cause me to trip, twist, or in extreme cases, to even break my ankle or my leg. Then when I get into the grocery store, their narrow aisles are often cluttered with boxes, making it difficult to navigate. Some businesses that have stairs or ramps have installed guardrails, but most often than not, these guardrails are made from unpainted steel, making it difficult for me to see it. But all is not lost. Small actions can be taken to assist us. For example, ensuring that the aisles in the grocery stores are clear, also painting the guardrails and the dips in the sidewalks with a bright yellow or orange color will make it easier for us to see it.
People with disabilities are full members of our society, not to be pitied or fixed. It's the barriers we leave in place that hold them back, so let's remove them together.
A small social change for you goes a long way for me in promoting and protecting my rights and the rights of all persons living with a disability.
Belizeans love motorcycles because they're fast for the road, they're cheap on gas. But listen to me, the last time I checked, your head no grow back. So make we try protect it. So Terrence for Transport will give you 4 ways how you could be safe on the road. The first thing is your helmet. Your helmet no business to decorate your motorcycle handlebar. The business to protect your head. So make sure you get a helmet whether the correct size and our DOT certified for the best protection. And you have to make sure that you have something to protect your eyes and a strap where you can securely strap down the helmet so you don't blow off. Number 2. You have to have exactly that. Just 2 people on your motorcycle. So please, not treat your motorcycle like a bus line. Number 3, I think I never had to say this. You overtake for the left side, not for the right side like you try to surprise the vehicle. And worse, not try overtake when you see one next vehicle that go down the road and you are still trying waggle through the traffic. Hey, up on a curve, why you are overtake on a curve? You can't see where the cup on the curve. Wait until you pass the curve to try to overtake. No make us see you do that, because I will give you this. You will get about 3 of this. Number 4, the last time you must not speed abreast when somebody overtake you. Stop the try-B Vin Diesel. Make them pass, man. And this is why Terrence make a whole safety checklist to ensure that you don't get a lot of the near from me. You have to make sure your bike have a light. You use it day or night, DOT certified helmet. You and your 1 passenger drive the speed limit, overtake properly. Because safety is not for style. Safety is to save lives.
Ride safe and ride smart.
The journey towards owning a home was a family decision as we needed stability and security. And it was a financial investment that we would have for our family's legacy. Getting a home loan from Atlantic Bank was very easy. The officers there were able to walk you through the process and you were able to ask questions. Moving into our home for the first time was a blessed and happy experience. I remember turning the key for the first time and the family was so excited to see our new home where we'd be making new memories in.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
On August 30th, 2023, Central Bank Governor Curry Michael, originally brought into the bank's senior ranks under the UDP, placed one of his close associates as administrator of St. Francis Xavier Credit Union. What was described as an interim measure has now dragged on for over 2 years with no end in sight. So the question is simple. Why is the government allowing Mr. Michael and the central bank to use heavy-handed tactics against the credit union movement?
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, ensuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, ensuring you from life's unexpected.
The Community Baboon Sanctuary presents the first ever Belize River Valley Farmers and Commerce Market Day. Come get your agricultural products fresh from the farm. Christmas turkey, duck, local chicken, dress and live, fresh meats. However you want them, just ask. We have them. And if you think so we're done, we're far from done. We have cultural items on sale and on display. Get your kiss, your fly brush, coconut boy, stretch me guts, music, and much, much more. It's a family affair, so have no fear. Let's make this big. You see, you, where they listen, you want to bring your granny, bring your grandpa, bring everybody. Adults, only $3. Kids, only $1. So, let's make it a date and don't be late. Saturday, December 13th, starting at 9 a.m. The Belize River Valley Farmers and Commerce Market Day. This event is in partnership with Honorable Marconi Layard, WCX, UB, ERI, Bell River Village Council, NICH, BTB, Forestry Department, the Ministry of Agriculture, and the Community Baboon Wildlife Sanctuary.
Why settle for one look when you can have two? Available now at Mikado are these reversible blackout curtains that give you two beautiful styles in one. Perfect for any mood or room refresh. And the best part, they're only $45. Yes, two looks for the price of one. Switch it up anytime. Cozy one day, classy the next. And with blackout fabric, you'll enjoy privacy, comfort, and a good night's sleep too. Visit us at number 37 Albert Street and choose your favorite style of reversible blackout curtains or shop online at WhatsApp 609-2222. Mikado, your number one textile palace.
Each year, dozens of animals and plants are taken from their natural habitats and sold illegally. This illegal wildlife trade threatens species with extinction and increases incidents of cruelty, from exotic pets like parrots and icons like the jaguar to key marine species like turtles and sharks. The demand for wildlife, their parts and plants is driving wildlife and plant populations to the brink. But you can help by reporting any illegal wildlife trade, supporting conservation efforts, and choosing sustainable products. Together, we can protect wildlife and preserve our planet for future generations.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado is under scrutiny after a strong letter sent to him by the attorney for a police constable. He's being transferred out of the GI3 unit to the Mahogany Heights station. Now, that's a long way down. And his attorney says it is a punitive measure because, quote, the decision to transfer was made shortly after the constable made known to your office in his capacity as police officer specific incriminating information concerning high-ranking individuals involved in the highly sensitive Budna kidnapping matter, end quote. So what does the constable know? Well, according to our sources, he has first-hand information and evidence from key police officers who have been forced to take part in the Budna cover-up. These are officers who, as we have reported, have been made to give false statements to put into what the DPP calls a nothing file. Well, our reports say that this was communicated to the commissioner right around the time he was having discussions about a promotion for this officer. In those discussions, the constable, who has a master's degree, was expecting to get a promotion to ASP, which was promised by the previous commissioner. But Compo Rosado said he could only offer him inspector. But now he's getting transferred as a constable. So his attorney's letter states, quote, This transfer is not actuated by genuine administrative or career development needs, but by malice and bad faith. The letter also notes that the transfer is more conspicuous because it is happening outside the transfer period and is, quote, a significant financial detriment and removal from a specialized unit to a generalized remote posting, particularly when coupled with an ulterior motive of malice, is unequivocally punitive and constitutes a gross violation of the department's own stated policies, end quote. So, what happens next? Well, the attorney, Nazira Oak Miles, is calling for an immediate rescindment of the transfer, along with a promotion and compensation, and a, quote, cessation of victimization. The demand letter says this has to happen by Friday, or they will file for leave for judicial review. At the end of October, we told you about the 220-acre subdivisions called Silver Palms, a residential development in the Cayo Francis Lagoon near the Hull Chan Marine Reserve. The plan has generated a huge controversy on the island, where many residents are resisting it, even though the Department of Environment has approved a limited-level environmental study, not a full EIA. And tonight, the area representative, Andre Paris, is making it plain. He simply will not allow the plan to proceed, no matter who approves it.
I am saying, personally, as a resident of this community, as a businessman, and as an area rep, that I am not supporting it, and it will not happen. I will not allow it to happen, because that is a classic case to say, stop, put the brakes. All right? And I'm saying it publicly with no qualms about it.
You're talking about Silver Palms?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Right? Openly. That cannot happen. And that is totally, literally, an environmental disaster to happen if it allows it. And quote me on it.
You are not satisfied with the findings of the Department of the Environment?
Totally not. And I've said it publicly, and I've said it privately, and I've shared it with the minister as well, and I've shared it in cabinet. I've shared it with Prime Minister that what was done, I hold the department responsible, because even though it does not meet the threshold, there is also a definition, or your knowledge and looking at it, while technically you look at the levels of what it calls for, it might say it does not need. But opening up yourself and looking at the bigger picture of the community, understanding the implications, the Department of Environment had well in its jurisdiction to say, you know what, this is too sensitive. I recommend we do an EIA. That would have been the easiest thing to do, right? But it wasn't done. I'm not accusing, but I'm just saying the facts, what could have been done, but was not done. So here I am. Here we are stopped with this issue in front of us. We do not know what is going to happen, whether there are legal implications in there. I am prepared to defend it. And if it has to go to court, I am prepared to go to court to defend what should not happen in this community. I am prepared for that. Most important thing here, Jules, allow me to get a little bit political. You know, when we hear the opposition pointing out fingers and issuing about the Silver Palms and trying to, from the issue of a real estate standpoint and putting and calling it out, the opposition does not know the history, or they refuse to look at it. That issue of Silver Palms, 237.5 acres, was given to some people up north in Blue Creek for land compensation issued in September 2020, 3 months before the general elections of 2020. That was done in lieu of land compensation for somewhere that the person had lands, but someone else had titles. The classic case that was done in the last administration. And that person got that piece of land there. Again, the wife of that person ran for elections and lost. So whether there are allegations or points or whatever that this was all political gifts, I do not know, but we inherited this issue. Remind the opposition about that. And I'm telling you, not because of that, but what was given to that island there that was given a little key, full of swamp. It's a swamp. It's actually in the, what you call the Cayo Francis Laguna. That place is teeming with life, where fish spawn, where actually the fish are born. This is where it is happening, and there's fly fishing, a very important component of tourism right now that contributes a lot. So But let's do all the thinking. So that again, let the people know the history.
Later on in the news, you'll hear Paris talk about a new controversy, one about large land tracts being distributed near the Bacalar Chico Marine Reserve. But before we got into that, we asked Paris to comment on his cabinet colleague and his cousin Jose Mai. Mai has been made to resign from cabinet, all reports say, after the U.S. Embassy raised flags about his activities. But the PM said he had a back injury, so we asked Paris what counsel he's been offering to his bad back cousin.
I will share with you, and Jose Mai is my family. He's my cousin. All right? He's my cousin. I know he's a farmer. I know he loves horses. I've been to his farm. He has a beautiful farm, but he has had it for many, many years ago. Well kept and everything. I know he's a horseback rider, avid horseback rider. And yes, we have made fun of him that he was missing a couple cabinets because of his back, making fun of it as well. And that's what I understand, that's the reason. I do not know any knowledge about anything of other accusations, allegations hearing. I don't know what I hear in the media.
There is a lot of heat around him right now, perceptually. And, you know, the Prime Minister says he has to recover from what he says is a back surgery. Is there any counsel you would offer him at this time, being a relative and a colleague as well, because you were out in a political Siberia for a year?
With more reason, Jules, I'm telling you something. I kept my head up high and up in dignified. Okay? So this is what I have reached out to him because as a family member and a colleague as well. I've reached out to him and I've done that. And it's the right thing to do. And I'm glad you asked that question because I am concerned for him, his family, because I've been there. I've been through that dark hole and I came out scot-clean. That's the most important thing. I can tell you that. I came out scot-clean on that side, right? And I kept my head up, dignified. And this day I'm proud to be back and doing the work, totally focused.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, UDP Lee Mark says his PUP colleague Chris Coy did the right thing when he made an honest net worth filing. Tonight he'll tell us about his process. Plus, they keep breaking into the Dangriga sub-treasury and stealing the safe. But does the Ministry of Finance even care? We asked the FinSec today. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Belize, get ready. From December 8th to 12th at 8 p.m., Channel 7 brings you Christmas Bram 2025. 5 nights of pure holiday magic. Your favorite media hosts, Brandon, Kevin, Miriam, Indira, and me, will light up your evenings with something exciting and different each night. Prizes, surprises, and non-stop fun await. For just 25 cents a ticket, you can enter to win amazing giveaways available right at our office. And don't miss the grand finale on December 12th at Travelers One Barrel Bar, featuring the dynamic Super Furia Band live on stage. Want to be a part of our live audience? Grab your golden ticket for only $10 and get chances to win fabulous prizes reserved just for you. It's Channel 7's Christmas Bram 2025. So come celebrate with me. 5 nights, endless excitement, and one unforgettable finale. Don't miss it.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
This Christmas, live easy with DigiWallet. We're giving away over $100,000 in prizes and giveaways with over 200 winners across Belize. And getting entries is easy. Every $10 plus DigiWallet usage equals 1 entry. Top up, send and receive money, buy Bolito, shop and pay, and more. Earn even more entries when you buy a device from Digi or Cellular World. Sign up for a Digi One bundle. Make the switch to Digi and more. Live easy with DigiWallet this Christmas.
On August 30th, 2023, Central Bank Governor Curry Michael, originally brought into the bank's senior ranks under the UDP, placed one of his close associates as administrator of St. Francis Xavier Credit Union. What was described as an interim measure has now dragged on for over 2 years with no end in sight. So the question is simple. Why is the government allowing Mr. Michael and the central bank to use heavy-handed tactics against the credit union movement?
Belizeans love motorcycles because they're fast for the road, they're cheap on gas. But listen to me, the last time I checked, your head no grow back. So make we try protect it. So Terrence for Transport will give you 4 ways how you could be safe on the road. The first thing, your helmet. Your helmet no business to decorate your motorcycle handlebar. A business to protect your head. So make sure you get a helmet whether the correct size and our DOT certified for the best protection. And you have to make sure that you have something to protect your eyes and a strap where you can securely strap down the helmet so you don't blow off. Number 2. You have to have exactly that. Just 2 people on your motorcycle. So please, not treat your motorcycle like a bus line. Number 3, I think I never had to say this. You overtake for the left side, not for the right side like you try to surprise the vehicle. And worse, not try to overtake when you see one next vehicle that go down the road and you are still trying to waggle through the traffic. Hey, up on a curve, why you are overtake on a curve? You can't see where they come on the curve. Wait until you pass the curve to try to overtake. Now make I see you do that, because I will give you this. You will get about 3 of this. Number 4, the last time you must not speed abreast when somebody overtake you. Stop the try-B Vin Diesel. Make the pass, man. And this is why Terrence make a whole safety checklist to ensure that you don't get a lot of the near from me. You have to make sure your bike have a light. You use it day or night, DOT certified helmet. You and your 1 passenger drive the speed limit, overtake properly. Because safety is not for style. Safety is to save lives.
Ride safe and ride smart.
One of the reasons I applied for a credit card at Atlantic Bank was because I travel a lot. I'm always going here and there and everywhere, and having that card made my life so much easier. I could literally charge everything. I had no issues. I don't have to worry about carrying money. And that has been one of the most effective points. Using my Atlantic Bank credit card has improved my life drastically. I learned to budget properly, the online service that it gives, the features that it has, and also knowing that when I'm shopping online, it has a protective feature for it. Having an Atlantic Bank credit card, especially having 2 sons that are always wanting something. They want to shop here and they want to shop there. The good part about it is I get to look at Atlantic online to see where my spending is and to make sure I'm staying in budget.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
My great-grandfather, he owned this island. He teach most of the people around the village to fish. Then my grandfather took over He did the same thing. He trained all of us. My great-grandfather, to my grandfather, to my father, to my uncle. All was fishermen. It's fun doing it. It's fun making a living. I was going to school with my line in my pocket. Honestly. Never do what you don't enjoy. There's a lot of fish, but the problem is we need patrols, a lot of patrols, you know, because I think there's more fish going to Honduras than what's going this way. Because you could go out any given day out there, you find the people right in the reserve now. Went back 10 boats and up to 18 boats used to come. You know, we tell them leave, they tell them run, cut your throat. So we used to just let them be.
But a thriving blue economy cannot exist without effective monitoring and enforcement of our ocean space.
The plan is, as part of this national strategy, is for us to curb all those illegal activity. The Blue Bond project has facilitated us with a number of equipment that will assist us in that moving forward. And this has been done collaboratively, and the role has been given to both Fisheries and Coast Guard to execute so that we can collectively meet all the requirements for the Blue Bond agreement.
Well, they should have did that a long time. You know, we need that. I want to take care of this. I grew up off of this, and I want to die doing this.
It's all about the longevity and the future generation. The whole Blue Bond concept and everything ties into that. Compliance, conservation, at the same time ensuring the livelihood of fishers.
You patrol it, you take care of it, or have it for long. Well, I think we'll have fish forever, believe me. Now that the rules get tighter and tighter, we have more and more.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
In the heart of Belize, a battle is being waged, not with weapons, but with choices. When waste is disposed of in unauthorized locations, in our forests, drains, and waterways, along our highways, and in vacant lots, this is illegal dumping. The consequences reach far beyond what we see. Toxic chemicals seep into our groundwater, threatening our drinking water. Disease-carrying mosquitoes breed in abandoned tires, and wildlife mistake our waste for food. For over a decade, the Department of Environment has worked tirelessly to clean up these sites. But they can't do it alone. They need your help, and now taking action is easier than ever. Download the ArcGIS Survey 123 app to your phone. You can report illegal dump sites. The app records the location, allows you to add photos. Simply open the app, allow location access, fill in basic details about the site, add a photo, and submit. Your report helps us protect our communities and natural resources. Every report matters. Every action counts. Stand proud in protecting our nation. Our Belize, our responsibility. Binic.
They're not just Christmas season, they're $1 million season. Because sometimes the biggest blessing come in the shape of a light ticket. This Christmas, the best gift could just be a ticket for $1 million. The $1 million jackpot draws December 20th. Buy a ticket now at any certified Bolito seller on the For We Bolito app or at forwebolito.bz. Go buy your ticket today for a chance to make your Christmas season extra special.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Last night, we showed you the net worth filings of elected officials and parliamentarians. The one that caught our eye was Senator Chris Coy, who filed in 2019 before the PUP won, that his net worth stood at $24 million. That generated a lot of public commentary, but tonight his UDP colleague Lee Mark Chang is cheering him on. Chang, who filed his net worth at between $4.5 and $5 million between 2018 and 2020, says he has no problem with the process, but says that big businessmen and women might be dissuaded from public life because of the law.
Whenever we get a letter every year, and with the application forms and with the utility to fill out and stuff like that, so I would take that to the banks, to all the banks that I deal with, which is the 3 banks in Belize. I tell them these are the information I need. I need to put in one letter, and so that I could give it to my accountant friend, and she will help me fill out the form. It's a little bit complicated, but she will help me sit down and just put all the numbers together, and then we just send in all our filing with the proof from the bank of your documentation. That is how I do it every year.
Why do you choose to do it when many don't?
I cannot speak for others, but I can speak for myself that it is mandatory by law that I have to declare, because I decide to be a public figure, or at least a member of the government, and to serve my country. So I have to report it on a yearly basis.
When persons like you choose to enter public life, people who are successful in business and have multiple investment, it's a trade-off you make.
That is, I guess that's why a lot of businessmen, we don't have much businessmen going into politics, and a lot of people try to stay away from politics because sometimes a lot of people don't want their private life out in the public open. I would prefer my information to be only to a small group of people that can scrutinize what I have, in terms of my report. But I mean, the law is a law, and we really can't dodge that.
Do you think your parliamentary colleague, is being unfairly victimized for being honest, really?
Well, yes, of course. Honesty is the best policy. That's how I go about, and he was honest in terms of what he does. Chris is a very smart guy, very brilliant lawyer, and he is one of the best. So he deserves everything that he has, and I'm happy for him. And I think Chris did the right thing, and he did the honest thing, and he just did what the law dictates us to do.
Chang says he continues to file, but acknowledges that most of his colleagues on both sides do not. There were 36 filings from 2018 to 2020 in November 15th Gazette, and those were for 18 elected persons, mostly town councillors and parliamentarians. Our estimate is that there are over 100 elected and selected officials who should be filing. And another update to a story we ran last night about the Port of Dangriga project and its involvement with Mexican Raul Roca. There's a sharp change tonight. Roca is under investigation for drug, gun, and fuel trafficking between Guatemala and Mexico. And when we publicized his advertised involvement in the project, well, that triggered an early morning release from the owners of the Commerce Bight Port, the Southern Deep Port Development Limited. To put the new information in context, Jules Vasquez went back to the groundbreaking for the project in 2024.
The coastline, a pine ridge forest, and the Maya Mountains as a backdrop. There are few places as picturesque as Commerce Bight, about 1.5 miles south of Dangriga. But it also has the deepest waters of any port in Belize.
Many Belizeans are unaware that Commerce Bight is the only natural occurring deepwater port in Belize.
And that's why tourism investor Basilio Zabané is spearheading a $50 million Belize pocket tourism and luxury yacht project. Ground was broken on Friday with the area rep, the Prime Minister, and the Minister of Tourism in attendance. Zabané and his company, Southern Deep Port Development Limited, will have to find $50 million. It is something that will be able to find financing to reach completion.
Yeah, as you know, and you're well read and in tune, $50 million is pittance for these types of projects these days, and it's a lot of money is out there. And we believe that I think Belize is a hot destination, and there are investors out there who would want to invest their money into Belize.
To be able to uplift it.
And a big part of stoking that investor confidence is contained in this document. The Parliament approved public-private partnership, which makes the government more than a vested interest. They're a shareholder. I saw the PPP agreement that you all drafted for him. The concessions are very lavish. How do you justify those?
But it is nothing different than what other previous governments have done. Actually, we cut it down, and that is why it was sent back at least times in cabinet, because we felt it was way too much.
That was August 2024, and 9 months later, in May of 2025, Raul Roca's Legacy Holding announced that it was, quote, formally engaged to, quote, spearhead the conceptual and technical oversight of the new state-of-the-art port facility in Dangriga. Another release said Legacy Holding has completed the initial regional study aimed at evaluating the tourism potential of the area surrounding the future site of the Dangriga port. And that site is still up. But this morning, the project's parent company sent out a remarkable release saying basically they didn't know. The release says, quote, it came to our attention yesterday that Legacy Holdings of Mexico has information on a website promoting a project at Port of Dangriga. This is unauthorized, and we have requested that they remove the information immediately. Now we note that if you search for the Port of Dangriga or Dangriga Cruise Port, the Roca site is the first one that comes up. The release goes on to acknowledge that Southern Deep Port Development, quote, had discussions with Legacy Holdings based on their stated interest in investment opportunities in Belize. These discussions started in April and ended in September of this year, and no business investment or partnership was established with them. But there must have been a mighty miscommunication which led to the development of this site, which remains live tonight, even though Legacy's principal, Raul Roca, is under investigation for his links to organized crime, and reports say there's a warrant for his arrest.
The release says SDPDL continues to work on developing the Commerce Bight port, but offers no details of progress. Between March 2023 and November 2025, the Dangriga Treasury has been burglarized 3 times, resulting in the theft of tens of thousands of dollars. So far, police have not made any arrests, and there have not been any disciplinary charges, which begs the question, does the government even care? Today, we asked the FinSec about it, and he says the Treasury may have to be moved, but they're not there just yet.
Well, you know, it's really unfortunate. We've tried to put in as many, short of putting in 24-hour security. That may be the next step, we don't know. And put in a lot of effort in strengthening the place. If you've seen pictures on the internet, I mean, it was over a holiday weekend, the building, we have it in a cage, we have lock boxes and so. It may come to a point where we may have to think of a new location. We're not there yet, you know, but or possibly even 24-hour security on the buildings, because it's a reflection of this the times we live in. No? We don't. We're leaving it to the police to do the investigation. Disciplinary means, unless there's some fault in the procedure, we don't know. We haven't detected that. Unfortunately, the loss this time was relatively small, under $1,000, I'm told. But still, any loss is a problem. Huh? So we're taking steps to try to strengthen the place a little bit more. But it may come that we have to move. We haven't made that decision yet.
Sources tell us the current location for the Treasury, though burglary prone, is maintained for a politically connected person. We also asked the FinSec about the matter of teachers' salary advance is being deducted. Many teachers complained that hundreds of dollars were taken out of their accounts in a single deduction. Former Education Minister Oscar Kenya had lashed out at the school managements, blaming them for the miscommunication between the ministry and the teachers. And today, the FinSec echoed similar sentiments.
It's a long and torturous situation. The Treasury is at the end of the line. It is like trying to stop, if I can use this expression, if you try to stop a flood, you don't go to the New Hanover Bridge and stop it there. You do the mitigation upstream. And really, as far as I understand, the difficulty was that some of the school managements, now the managements are, we have this denominational system. Some of the managements, the records weren't up to date. Last year, in an effort to head off a problem, we gave those teachers that were involved an advance, with the intention that the advance would be recovered over a period of time because the salary would come in. Once the thing is corrected, the salary came in. And it took a while for the advance to be recovered, and I understand that when the advance was being recovered, that caused some friction. But the Treasury, we're all working together to try to minimize and to avoid these problems in the future. But it starts upstream. I'm not pointing blame or anything, but the managements have to submit in time all the records and any changes in status, increments, whatever, because by the time it gets to the Treasury isn't the gatekeeper.
Yesterday, we told you about the roads in the Bahia area of Kikaka. The rains have caused them to flood, but because it doesn't run off quickly, well, residents are forced to wade through it. The concern was brought to us by a resident, but today the area rep explained that he was already aware of the issue and that he's already working on it. He told us his tentative plans via Zoom.
Let's start first with this one. This area by here is an area that has been always a low-lying area. It was a mangrove area, that whole by here. That was subdivided up back in 2003, 2005. Back then, it was the PUP administration that gave out, those are the remaining lots that stayed available for Kikaka to be given to the residents. Since then, over the years, even for the past 13 years, the previous administration was there, nothing was done. Nothing was done as it relates to streets, as it relates to lights. Nothing was done. So people kept on struggling for those years, no? Now, looking at all that is there with the floodings, I shared the pictures with you. It is clear that this is not something to be politicized. It is something that demonstrates what we have been talking all along about climate change, about rising water levels. And a classic example to use here is Bahia. And we are dealing with it. We're working with it. Of course, I have discussed that earlier, even before this news media came up with this right here. I think it was yesterday in cabinet, I discussed it and I shared everything with the Prime Minister, very much aware of it, including the estimates, because you just can't be speaking and saying, we need help, we need help. Come with something tangible. And that is what I've done. So the estimates is calling that there's at least nothing less than 500 truckloads of hardcore or white malt needed. To bring one barge load of hardcore, which is approximately 12 to 14 truckloads, taking it from the Western Highway, transporting it to the port, and bringing it to Kikaka, each barge load of approximately 12 to 14 truckloads is going to cost just over $12,000. If you do the maths and we're needing 500 loads, we're talking almost $500,000. Obviously, this is not no money that the village council can take care of. And obviously, this is something that goes at the national level. But $500,000 is not no 2 cents there to get. The best way right now is to get the material barge in from San Pedro. The most important thing is and I am in contact with the village council, of course, we must work together, is transporting the materials from San Pedro to Kikakar. But getting that barge to come from Kikakar to San Pedro, it cannot come empty. It doesn't burn water, it burns diesel. So we're trying to mitigate to defray the cost. Kikakar is blessed with good sand at the back of the island, and doing it environmentally right and following all the proper procedures, we can extract and transport the sand from Kikakar to San Pedro, and that will defray the cost, and then going back with the material. That can be done in a period of between 2 to 3 months to be doing that.
The Kikaka Village Council issued a statement over Facebook stating that the chairperson, Selene Pot, has reached out to the CEO of the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing, who has committed to providing additional assistance. They have also engaged the chairman of the Belize Tourism Board, as well as contacted the companies that owe royalties for quarry permits. The statement continues, quote, "At this time, the Kikaka Village Council is calling on the Ministry of Natural Resources, specifically the Department of Mining, and on our area representative to halt the distribution of new permits and recommendations to companies that profit from dredging while refusing to work with the village council. This practice encourages unsustainable exploitation of our natural resources, one that is needed to maintain our streets. Our beautiful white sand is being removed too close to the island, weakening its stability, and dredging often occurs outside the designated areas, harming our fishermen and threatening the future of our fishing industry." End quote. The UDP in Belize Rural South today issued a release stating that they have complied land documents showing large-scale rapid land distribution by the Ministry of Natural Resources on Umbergriski. These parcels, they claim, range from 50 to 300 acres, and they were granted to multiple businesses sharing addresses with PUP-associated law firms and private individuals. The UDP also accuses officials of issuing surveys and titles for beachfront areas previously reserved as public areas. Today, we asked the area rep about the big tracts of land near Bacalar Chico Marine Reserve that have reportedly been sold. He explained that there is private land that is undeclared, but the reserve must remain untouched. However, he also told us that there is a tract of land that he has received and subdivided for first-time landowners.
Nothing is going to be, we saw nothing. That remains in place, and that's
I'm
called
very
Bacalar
aware.
Chico Reserve, right?
But is there talks about a boundary verification, because some big tracts of lands are being given out proximal to the reserve?
Let me tell you something there. It's not only about boundary verification, but entire areas of North Ambergris has not been declared. So we have to be as a what is for Bacalar Chico. Remember, it's a World Heritage Site. That is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, that area of Rocky Point. And of course, there are private lands there being given up for quite some time now that is still undeclared. So we have to rectify that so it doesn't get out of hand. And I do know Bacalar Chico is very much a huge area, and certainly that area cannot be touched. It cannot be developed. It's teeming with life there, with everything, not only fish or so, but there's animals, there's jaguars, there's ocelots, there's wild boars over there, wild pigs over there. So Jules, I don't see what would be a big deal about it for trying to do the verification there.
Are you concerned about the big tracts of land being given out in that area as we see on the electronic map?
Well, I can tell you that I did get some huge tracts. I did get about 1, 2, 3, 4 tracts of land. That's the one I got to subdivide to give out to first-time landowner. I do not know the details of the other tracts that are given out. What are the titles? I know there are some lands that belong to some Koreans. I do know that. My concern right now is getting land from my people.
When it comes to North Umbergris, Perez says that they have to balance the development. And while they have received complaints about the heavy flow of container trucks passing through the town and up to the north end, he says they have reduced the traffic through the town.
And we have to find alternatives to stop the traffic in town. And that is where we decided to work with the cargo companies to develop some kind of port or what you call, forget the term that came in, but getting their port bulkheads on the northern part of Amberogilski. Now, here we are trying to do that delicate balance of providing easing the traffic for the town, and then we get the environmentalists telling us that we're developing the north. So you're caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. But nonetheless, we have to move forward. We can't be playing like waiting for what the media is going to say, what social media. I can't be driving around that. We have to be decisive, and that is what I've been doing. Now, that has been a win-win for us because traffic has reduced with the trucks significantly. So that's a battle we have won.
We also asked parents about the new hospital that's coming and whether they'll be able to properly staff it, especially following the case of baby Khalil Na, who died while being transported via boat to the city after he was not given proper care at the town polyclinic. The minister said the polyclinic is swamped, but he will have to find a way to staff the hospital.
That's an unfortunate incident that happened with the baby. I do know the parents. I am a very good friend of the grandfather, and he kept me abreast at all times. And it's a loss that they're still recovering. Again, it's going to take a while for them to recover. So many factors, and including, yes, there's accusations of allegations of negligence in the polyclinic. But Jules, again, if you go at the polyclinic, they are swamped with a lot of people, a lot of work. They are understaffed. Not really understaffed. The amount of people that visit the polyclinic, if you pass there in the mornings there, it should be already a hospital. So you need to understand as well. I'm not taking part for the staff, but they're swamped. And yes, the issue of understaffing across the whole country, that has been discussed at the cabinet level. But when we started building a hospital, I can quote what I remember the CEO of the Ministry of Health told me. He said, Minister, that is going to be a logistical nightmare. That's what he said. And he was being realistic. Can't run away from these things, right? But as your elected here representative, it is my duty to make sure a hospital is built. I have the political will to see that hospital will. That is actually for the technocrats to see that place is well staffed. Whether they need housing or lands or so, if we have to provide incentives for doctors and nurses to come, I am prepared to work along with them to offer incentives because it's not easy to live here. The cost of living here is very high. So it's a negotiation. Again, not I'm saying that's your baby, you deal with it. We have to work together. The end game is collaboration for the greater good of the community.
They say don't forget the reason for the Christmas season, which of course is the celebration of the birth of Christ. But December is also prime time for parties and get-togethers where an open bar is often the main attraction. But today, a Ministry of Health forum took a sober look at the impact of alcohol on national life. Jo Marie Lanza has this story.
You've seen the dozens of fatal road traffic accidents caused by drunk drivers on the roads and altercations in homes and at social events where alcohol consumption has led to violence. Alcohol-fueled trauma and violence is a societal issue that has become more and more prevalent over time. A 2017 chronic kidney disease survey details that 46.4% of persons revealed to have consumed their first alcoholic beverage before 18. And because these numbers continue to rise, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is taking a step towards increasing awareness and knowledge on the harmful use of alcohol. And it comes at a time as we approach the season of celebrating and drinking.
This forum, I think, is long overdue. Yes, I know we are going into the holiday season. When there are a lot of parties, there's a lot of drinking. But the holiday season of Christmas is not the only time that we see increased road traffic accidents in any country, including in Belize. And so the important thing is nobody is saying that you can't drink. Nobody is saying that alcohol is totally bad for you. In fact, a glass of wine may be good for your cardiovascular health. The important thing is you should not have excessive intake of alcohol. You should not be drinking alcohol to the point where you are not in control of your behavior, not in control of your musculoskeletal function in terms of, being able to drive, being able to respond quickly in terms of your reflexes. And that is when it becomes dangerous.
So what are some of the impacts consumers may not know about? Director for Public Health and Wellness, Melissa Diaz-Musa, went all in on those facts.
But alcohol affects our health in various ways.
Alcohol is associated with liver disease, namely cirrhosis. Many people may have heard of cirrhosis, where the liver is affected and can no longer function. Alcohol is associated with gastrointestinal tract issues like the food pipe and the colon. It is very closely related to an increase of cancers, specifically liver cancer, pancreatic cancer, which is a very dangerous cancer. It's associated with breast cancer, with a high percentage of breast cancers being linked to alcohol use or misuse. But as well, we are talking right now with regards to its link to other non-communicable diseases like hypertension, diabetes, cancer, as I had mentioned, mental illnesses. There is a direct link with alcohol and low mood, depression, anxiety, generalized anxiety disorders. And we know that sometimes people utilize alcohol to reduce their inhibitions, to feel relaxed. They use it for social anxieties, other things. But we do know that this is just a band-aid, really, because the long-term effects, if you continue to use it, your tolerance goes up. You will need more alcohol. You'll be more dependent on alcohol instead of addressing certain issues other ways.
So we know how it can affect your physical well-being. But what about the psychosocial effects? Child psychologist Susanna Oy Mitchell describes it as a domino effect.
It goes very, very vast. So alcohol doesn't just affect the individual. The psychological footprint extends throughout the entire community. Most importantly, within the home, we are seeing children not only modeling behaviors of their parents when it comes to alcohol use, but also a heightened amount of stress and tension within the home, aggression, agitation, lack of modeling of social coping skills, lack of modeling of emotional regulation, worsening of children within the education or academics, more neurodevelopmental disorders for these children. The list goes on. Heightened disruptions within the school system, behavioral problems, attentional problems.
And while we do live in a society where drinking is seen as a favorite pastime or a way to socialize, the focus now is on the impacts of casual drinking.
Yes, I know that the Caribbean, many countries in the Caribbean produce rum. And, alcohol, as you say, for some persons is a rite of passage. There's no parties without alcohol. Young people feel that if they can't hold their drink, that they would be considered to be less than others. But the important thing is what are the harmful use of excessive intake of alcohol? It can cause a lot of health issues. And here in Belize, we know for a fact that it contributes significantly to injuries and deaths from road traffic accidents. It does contribute to interpersonal violence. It does contribute to violence generally in society and in the homes. And more importantly, it does cause a lot of harm to the internal organs of the body.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
And a big part of the societal impact of alcohol is teens. They often feel peer pressure to consume alcohol and binge drink. But according to the Director of Health Services, they found that before minors can even be influenced, the encouragement to try a drink starts at home. At today's National Alcohol Forum, she explained why this is a huge concern.
One of the alarming statistics that was mentioned today was that a large percentage of adolescents, I think she mentioned over 60%, had their first drink before the age of 10, and that's recent data. So we know that the age is younger and younger, and the psychologist also mentioned that parents might feel that it's best for my child to start drinking at home because at least I'll know how they behave, etc. And she's suggesting that these things are not correct because then you ensure that your child feels safe with drinking, and they need to understand that it's not a safe space. It's not some place that you can sit down and say, okay, I'm going to drink at home. You take that out to the clubs and to other places and it becomes an addiction. So we are concerned, and a part of our campaign will be addressing children and adolescents and addressing the way that we can reduce them feeling the urge or feeling that it's cool or it's necessary or that peer pressure that they must drink.
We'll take a final break now. When we come back, you'll hear why BTS tax collectors are being trained to speak in Mandarin. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Belize, get ready. From December 8th to 12th at 8 p.m., Channel 7 brings you Christmas Bram 2025. 5 nights of pure holiday magic. Your favorite media hosts, Brandon, Kevin, Miriam, Indira, and me, will light up your evenings with something exciting and different each night. Prizes, surprises, and non-stop fun await. For just 25 cents a ticket, you can enter to win amazing giveaways available right at our office. And don't miss the grand finale on December 12th at Travelers One Barrel Bar, featuring the dynamic Super Furia Band live on stage. Want to be a part of our live audience? Grab your golden ticket for only $10 and get chances to win fabulous prizes reserved just for you. It's Channel 7's Christmas Bram 2025. So come celebrate with me. 5 nights, endless excitement, and one unforgettable finale. Don't miss it.
Belize, it's that time again. GST-free weekends are back on December 6th, 7th, 20th, and 21st. Just in time for big savings for Christmas. On these weekends, most local retail goods will be GST-free at checkout. That includes frequently bought standard-rated goods such as furniture, appliances, electronics, clothing and footwear, Christmas decorations, curtains, rugs, Marley, toys, and grocery items like seasonings, mixed essences, mixed fruits, and soft drinks. Everything you need to make your December more affordable. And good news for the holiday cooks. Picnic shoulder ham, smoked ham leg, and imported turkey are 0 rated all December long. And before you leave the store, always take a quick look at your receipt. You should see the GST removed or discounted automatically. So that means more savings and more room in your Christmas budget. So Belize, let's shop smart this Christmas season. December 6th, 7th, 20th, and 21st, GST-free weekends, brought to you by Belize Tax Services.
Driving around, particularly during this holiday season, can be quite an experience. Families are out shopping, and the streets are buzzing with excitement. It reminds me that this season is all about connections, and it starts with how we treat each other, even on the road. When I'm behind the wheel, I always remind myself that being on the road is more than just following the rules. It's about looking out for each other and making sure we all get home safely to our families. This season, let's continue to be alert and be kind on the road. Be courteous, give way, and stay safe. A message from BEL.
Un grupo de gente que hemos trabajado muy duro y la tierra es para la gente de Bellavista. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan tener tierra. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan desarrollarse en el futuro. Algo que les hacía falta por mucho tiempo. Nuestros padres vienen de las fincas bananeras. Somos gentes que hemos sufrido mucho y ustedes como jóvenes se merecen mejores oportunidades.
If you didn't have land before, you will have land now. Once you have land, you have wealth.
I think they want to build, they want to settle.
I'm already having dreams of my home and everything.
You know, the wires are just, I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I can finally begin to build a house.
It's just a great feeling, you know.
Mi amigo es un hermano, una persona para el pobre. ¿Estamos de acuerdo?
What made me want to start my journey in terms of owning a home was basically me having my own space, my own domain, and having something extremely special for my family. That feeling was indescribable. It was amazing, you know, moving in the first time, seeing all the new furniture, the new paint, the new accessories. I was amazed. Home for the holidays means to me bonding with my family, having an amazing time in the Christmas spirit. I would highly recommend Atlantic Bank's personal loans for home renovations because of what it did for me. I fixed my kitchen, I fixed my storage, I fixed my master bedroom, my showers, you name it, I fixed it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
This Christmas, get into the joy with Uno. Imagine winning a shiny motorcycle, a brand new TV, a brand new fan, or grocery coupons to make your holiday shopping easier. The surprises keep coming. All you have to do is visit Uno, and for every $25 on fuel, you'll get a coupon. Fill out and participate. Get 1 coupon for each quart of Uno lubricants or 2 for a gallon. Visit your nearest Uno gas station today. Fill your tank and drive into Christmas cheer with Uno. Uno gas stations.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Some employees at the Belize Tax Service can now speak basic Mandarin, which is the most widely spoken Chinese language, hence the official language of both China and Taiwan. That's after a collaboration with the Taiwanese embassy to give these employees Mandarin classes. The financial secretary told us why it's important for tax collectors.
Well, we're very grateful to the Embassy of Republic of China, Taiwan, who reached out to us, and they're teaching a very basic course in Mandarin, the one ABCs and maybe the 1, 2, 3s. So it's to lift the professional standard of the ministry. And also for the tax officers who may have to go out in the field. As you know, a lot of our distributive trades are operated by people who speak, their first language is Mandarin. So it would help, in basic communication. It's not the official language, so they'll still have to do their filing and all of that in the language of Belize. But this really does help in the communication. And this is a beginning course. I understand there may be a higher level to follow. So we think it's a plus. And also learning a second or third language is a benefit. It's a personal benefit as well. It opens worlds for you. The change in culture, we get a lot of American or European influence here from the English language, but they're worlds away. And I wish I could have taken the course. It is such a benefit. So we want to thank them, and we look forward to more.
So you would have been, the staff would have been facing difficulties, right, dealing with the Asian community. What did they have to rely on? I mean, we're an English-speaking country.
Okay, often if there was ever a case that required, we would hire a translator, required I mean, if imagine there was a tax matter that went to the courts. The courts would hire a certified translator. But this is at the more basic level. It's basically walk into the store and say good morning in the language of the person across the counter makes a difference. Huh? It builds trust and confidence, and So, but it's not a substitute or a replacement of the English language.
In observance of International Day of Persons with Disabilities, UNICEF and GOB today joined forces to launch a situational analysis on children with disabilities in Belize. Jo Marie Lanza was there, and here's what she learned about their needs.
Every child seen, counted, and included. This is the essence of UNICEF's launch of their situational analysis on children with disabilities in Belize. By collecting qualitative data, they aim to build a system that will protect and empower the most vulnerable.
Remember that one of the mantra for the Convention of Persons with Disabilities is nothing for us without us. And so we had to ensure that persons with disability were integral to the development of this information. So while we did focus on children with disabilities, we also ensured that our partners that really provide support to persons with disabilities was also involved. So we wanted to ensure that children with disabilities are counted, because the data is very fragmented and is lacking. So we want to ensure that they're counted, and we want to ensure that systems are put in place to ensure that we can bring them from invisible to visible. Without data, they remain invisible.
Wade says one of the inequalities they have identified so far has to do with accessibility. At times, the resources are available, but due to location and physical challenges, these persons cannot easily access the things that they need.
When you can get services easy in the urban area, it's very difficult for you. Let's say you live in Otosha, PG. It's very difficult for you, for example, having a physical disability, to be able to access services. So one of the things we are hoping that this situation analysis will do is to bring to bear what are some of those inequalities that exist, and how we together, because it has to be together, collaborative, can make change for persons with disabilities. One of the things one parent mentioned was that in terms of health, they want to ensure that they have better access. In terms of school, they want to ensure that the bathrooms are wide enough to cater to children with disabilities. In terms of services, that the service accommodates them, right? A lot of the places you go, the doors you still have to push open. Make infrastructure a little bit more accommodating for them, and in terms of learning, provide them with more assistive learning materials and tools. For example, if I take off my glasses right now, I'm unable to see, but with my assisted tool, which is my glasses, I am better able to see. So could you imagine what my life would be like if I didn't have these glasses, and you too? So, disability is not an inability. With the right tools, and you can see that when you look around the world, with the right tools, persons that have different abilities can succeed. But if an environment is only catering to one kind of ability, then it makes all of us unable to function.
It is a collaborative effort between UNICEF, GOB, and the disabled community, which is why it is important to ensure their concerns and needs are voiced at events such as these.
We have a number of representatives here from the communities with disability, and what UNICEF has been doing is supporting the government and these communities to tell their stories and to collect data about the prevalence of disability among young people, because it is UNICEF's responsibility to support the government to uphold their commitments to the Convention of the Rights of the Child.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
This morning at the Dream Valley Resort in Tea Kettle, police commanders from each district participated in a strategic planning workshop that focused on key areas like physical fitness, mental resilience, and dedicated service. Here are the highlights.
And training is a tool that keeps an officer ready, not only to enforce the law, but to make sound decisions in stressful and high-pressured moments, whether responding to violent crime, conducting interviews, executing search warrants, or managing public order. officers must be equipped with up-to-date knowledge and skills. Therefore, effective training improves outcomes. And when outcomes improve, we gain public trust. That trust is a pillar of policing. Without it, no department can succeed. And this is why training is not optional. It is essential. It is a foundation on which professionalism, legitimacy, and effective policing are built. And as we strengthen the Belize Police Department, we must treat training as a core pillar, just as important as operations, intelligence, investigations, and administrations. Training is a pillar that we must continue to strengthen.
This initiative speaks directly to continued professional growth and institutional strengthening for the Belize Police Department. Today we gather not only to plan, but also to reaffirm our commitment to excellence, modernization, and serving the Belizean people with integrity, competence, and a sense of vision and purpose. The environment in which we are policing is rapidly changing, and we could see that there's more on social media, and there's more, the whole atmosphere of crime is changing. You have cybercrime, which is borderless, and you have transnational organized crime, and the rest. So just to give an idea that we are changing. Belizean society is evolving, crime trends are shifting, and public expectations are rightly increasing. This workshop is a step forward, institutionalizing that culture, a culture where planning, evaluation, and accountability guide how we train and how we perform.
And that's our newscast for tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Indira Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook or YouTube pages. Have a pleasant evening. Make sure to join me back here tomorrow at 6.